You are tasked with establishing a staging environment for an existing Azure Web App named AZ-400-123456789 main to support your CI/CD workflow. Which Azure App Service feature should you configure to achieve this? Option A, Azure Traffic Manager. Option B, Azure Load Balancer. Option C, Deployment Slots. Option D, Application Insights. Okay, the correct answer here is option C, deployment slots. But before we dive in, let's talk about what this means. A staging environment is an unproduction environment similar to your production environment, typically used for testing and development before moving code to live. Azure App Service features are perfectly suited for this, and deployment slots are especially helpful. Option A, Azure Traffic Manager, is used for global traffic routing. It's not ideal for creating staging environments. Option B, Azure Load Balancer, works on stacking load tiers. It's used for general load balancing, but deployment slots are better suited for staging. Option D, Application Insights, is used for monitoring the application. It doesn't create staging environments. Okay, so let's talk about what this does. As we talked a little bit, deployment slots allow you to create two or more unproduction states, individual instances of the application. For example, you could create a staging slot and deploy a new version of the application to it. Then you could test it without security issues, and after you're ready to roll it to live, we can swap the slots with the production slot, which is the code that's actually running live, and that allows us to quickly roll back the changes if needed.
This question asks you to identify the specific Azure functionality designed to facilitate software release management within an app service. When working with web applications, having a dedicated space to preview changes before they reach live users is a standard practice for continuous integration and deployment pipelines. You need to select the tool that provides this isolated environment while still operating within the same application infrastructure.
In my view, the correct answer is option C, deployment slots. This feature is purpose-built for the scenario described. It allows you to maintain multiple versions of your application under one app service plan, enabling you to test changes in a staging slot without impacting the production environment. Once testing is complete, you can seamlessly swap the staging slot into production. The other options are not appropriate here. Azure Traffic Manager and Azure Load Balancer are focused on network routing and traffic distribution, not application lifecycle management. Application Insights is a monitoring and diagnostic tool. For your certification exam, remember that deployment slots are the primary mechanism for blue-green or staging to production workflows within Azure App Service.